What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
We got another show for you.
You think we'd run out by now, but no. As long as Wikipedia exists, I think we're never going to get to the bottom of it. So we'll have content forever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, there's always going to be something fucked up happening.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Gosh. But before we do, what business do we have right now on this day, the year of our Lord?
No business, I don't think.
Anything fucked up for you this week?
No. I mean, yes. I don't know. I've just been in such a funk, and it's fine. I'm just dealing with like tons of heavy stuff. It's like heavy thing after heavy thing. And so like little things really put me over the edge, you know?
Yeah.
And I was talking to my therapist today and she's like, we decided that just sometimes you're already at a simmer. Yeah. And so when little things happen, it starts to boil over a bit, you know? Mm-hmm. And so it's just been hot and like I'm PMS-y.
It's very irritable times
it's just
right now.
Irritable times. Yeah. And like I got up on Tuesday and there was dishes in the sink and I just started sobbing and like doing the dishes. Oh. And I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, get me out of here. I don't want to wash this fucking dish again. It happens every few months, you know? It's just that thing of like the world's still not normal, you know?
Yeah. I think too, like when you're hormonal, like it takes over your brain, and
it does.
It's helpful to be like, oh yeah, I'm not in my right frame of mind right now. Like, so remembering that is helpful to kind of just like be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Feel your feelings, but get a grip.
Yeah. And I'm like good about just being like, oh, you know, like Pete's like, oh, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just don't feel good, you know, and I have a little cry and I'm go on with my day. And like, but then I saw my mom and I had like cried the whole car ride to meet her. And we were like meeting in a public place. And then but I was wearing like sunglasses and I did okay. I didn't look, you know, wild or anything. And then I like walked up and I saw her and I was like, oh, hey. And she's like, oh, hey. And we were just kind of like both quiet. And then she's like, how are you? And I'm like, I just like did a big heavy sigh. And she's like, yeah. And then we just both started crying.
Aww.
And I was like, I don't know what it is. I just like miss my dad. I miss my brother. And just like, there's like a lot of stuff going on. And so we're both just like, fucking who cares? Like, it's too much, you know?
And you're both feeling the same thing. So it's like, it's man, I'm sorry.
I know.
That sucks. But
it's okay.
I'm glad you have your mom to have those big fucking emotional releases with, man.
Oh God, yeah. Well, and like we don't do it often. I more so do it with my therapist or by myself. But I definitely cried in therapy today, and just man, it's just so nice that you can like go into therapy and just like complain.
Dude,
like I just like cry and feel sorry for myself sometimes, and she's just like, yeah, that's okay, you know, like, but now maybe do something for yourself and like blah blah blah. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And then but then, you know, it's just like, then today I found out my great aunt passed away at the end of July, which like I didn't know because my dad's not alive anymore, so I don't talk to anyone on that side of the family. And like it's just weird, you know.
I know.
So, and then it's like another thing and I'm just like but anyway, I put on a pink lipstick and I feel better.
It's real cute.
Thanks.
What color is that? I love it.
It's Mademoiselle. Oh no, that's it's Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick and it's Candy Venom.
Ugh, I love it. It looks really nice.
Thank you.
Really
it's
pretty.
It's very fun. It's a matte tone. It's like a hot pink matte lipstick.
It looks real nice. Real pretty.
You. Anyway, how are you? What's your fucked up this week?
Nothing, just that I'm still hot. Just a continuation of last week.
Constantly melting. Is your butthole chafed? Like my butthole feels like is always sweaty, so it never dries out, and it's like irritated.
I because I can't, like I was saying last week, I can't have a pants situation because it's like instant swamp ass.
Yeah.
But so I'm like always wearing a loose dress of some sort. So it's fine, but yeah, it's I would say it's like almost, it's like humid right now.
It's humid, yeah.
It feels like very DC to me right now.
Yeah, that's what I told Pete, and I walked outside the other day and I was like, ugh, it's like summer in New York.
Yeah, it's like a mouth. You walk into a mouth and it's just like, ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, it's not, there's nothing, we're still in this heat wave like we were talking about last week, but now we're going to get rain, so you could feel the moisture coming into the atmosphere. It's really, really, but we need the rain, so, you know.
We need the rain, but then that's going to make it so that you can't swim in the ocean along the West Coast because of all the fucking runoff from the fatbergs and the rain situation or whatever.
Yeah,
and so then people are going to be real hot because they're not even going to be able to go swimming, you know?
Yeah, not in the ocean anyway. You guys, get ready. We are going to talk about some fucked up shit right now in this moment. Okay. Okay, first of all, we have to get it out of the way that the Queen died today. As of this recording. Yeah. She is dead. R.I.P. I don't know how people feel about it. A lot of people are happy about it. A lot of people are sad about it. There's going to be lots of hot takes. We're not going to give those hot takes, so we don't care. Because like I said,
we're Merkin.
We're Merkins. Not Merkins, but Americans.
Americans, but like in the white trash way, how you would say it. Yeah.
But so I was thinking though, like, okay, now that she's dead, they're going to be dragging her body all over England for a few days. Like, that's like the protocol, right?
Yeah,
like
toting it in a giant purse. Around in one of her purses with her corgis following.
Somebody goes, now they're gonna bury her corgis alive with her. Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ! All of the fucking jokes and shit are just so my God. Tasteless.
My friend and former coworker Kyle shared a tweet, like a screenshot of a tweet on Instagram, and it was like, pour one out for the Queen tonight, and it was a fucking can of beans. It was like those Heinz beans.
Fucking gross ass beans. I
was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, no, dude. Like, I saw that in the notes. Like, I can't even believe, because it's so hot right now everywhere.
I know. I think it's cooling down in England, though.
Good for them.
Yeah, happy for them. But, like, I hope they have, like, good refrigerated vans for her final tour of the kingdom, you know?
Dude, I hope that fucking coolant is topped off and there's no issues with, like, whatever, like, charge the van every night so it can be frozen all day, because...
Yeah, because she died up in Scotland. They got to bring her back down to, like, fucking Buckingham Palace to, like, Lion State or whatever the fuck they do there. Yeah. I don't know.
Dude, I Googled it because I was very interested, because I was like, ooh, maybe we should, like, talk about royal funerals. But then, I don't know. By the time this comes out, it's, like, not going to be that interesting, and everyone might already know this. But because she died in Scotland, they have to take, like, a royal train. Her body's going to come by train.
It's kind of cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. And then there's 10 days where they cart her around.
10 days! Jesus Christ!
She doesn't get buried for 10 days, I think.
God damn.
I know. And then...
oh my God, I'm sorry. That is too many days.
People can come 23 hours a day for the next, like, whenever her body arrives. And she'll... people can come, like, pay their respects 23 hours out of the 24-hour day period. There's only 1 hour every day where they can't see her. Like, what hour is that?
They're just, like, turning her to, like, make sure that the juices are, you know, not, I don't know.
Yeah. Making sure she's still dead.
Yeah.
Like,
they're like, this is fucked up. I'm sorry. This is so disrespectful. But honestly, 10 days is too many days. I really hope they have some sort of, like, good refrigeration. Good. Okay, because that's a long.
They're like, oh, we forgot. She's just on the back of a horse-drawn cart. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. You know, I don't know what they're doing over there.
They have their shit together, I think. Also, like, maybe there's a dummy. Maybe, like, she's not in the coffin that they cart around. You know, like, who's just? We don't know. It's fucking top secret government shit.
Yeah, I mean, she's like gonna be fully embalmed and all that shit. I know, but like, still, there's shit happening.
Oh my God.
But speaking of refrigeration and dead people, dead bodies, do you guys want to know about cryogenically freezing dead people?
The answer is yes. Always
that's
yes.
What we're talking about. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Oh my God. Okay. First things first, like the first moments I like went to Google this and do my like, we'll call it research in loose air quotes, for this pod. I went to the fucking Wikipedia page and I just have to read the very first paragraph from the article about cryonics, which is how you cryogenically freeze dead people. Okay.
That's when I cry really fucking hard. I have cryonics. That's like when I cry, and it's just like I'm hysterical. Histrionics.
Yeah.
You get it. You get it.
I get it. Yeah. Shit. I get it.
I explained
been there multiple times this week.
Yeah.
So, okay, cryonics, from the Greek word cryos, meaning cold, is the low temperature freezing, usually at negative 196 degrees Celsius or negative 320.8 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the low temperature freezing and storage of human remains with the speculative hope that resurrection may be possible in the future. Cryonics is regarded with skepticism within the mainstream scientific community. It is generally viewed as a pseudoscience, and its practice has been characterized as quackery.
The quackery of it all.
Oh my God, that's right. It's basically like it's basically saying, hey, this might be possible down the road. Let's look into it. And it is generally regarded as fringe pseudoscience. And obviously it's some quack shit that we're going to talk about today. But there are like two similar sounding practices that aren't necessarily this quack shit. Mm-hmm. And one of the terms is cryopreservation. And that means freezing living tissue / organisms. This is done to like, I think like transfer, like organs before a transplant or something, like you have to put things in cold temperatures. So it's like adjacent to this.
Yes.
And then cryogenics, which is the study of the production of very low temps. So it's like those two things are real science, but then cryonics specifically,
the preservation of a dead body for the purpose of reanimating the corpse later on in the future, because technically being able to utilize cryogenics and cryopreservation to preserve a body is a real thing, and it could be done indefinitely, but the end result is that's the bullshit. So far
it's like
speculative.
It's a hope. Yeah.
It's a hope.
It's a hope, a dream, a wish. It's a dream your heart makes.
I believe that it's possible eventually, but like
maybe, but by then we won't even know if like we were doing it right.
Yeah. Also, that's the thing.
Also freezer burn. You got that fucking protective ice layer on you. It might damage everything. We don't know.
Yeah, there's so many things that could go wrong with this. But yeah.
Ultimately, in like layman's terms, like, you were kind of saying, like some advocates, and they're known as cryonicists. That's when you cry when you find that you have a cyst somewhere.
It's when when you get stung by a jellyfish, but you have a cyst on your leg, you cry on it, and then it's supposed to go away. Cry on a cyst.
Oh yeah, it's like it's real witchy stuff. Okay, well, cryonicists believe that if a brain can be preserved to a point where a future revival is possible, its contents could be recovered. So like, if they could figure out a way to like freeze in time a body, or specifically like a brain, then at some point when they can unfreeze it, they could utilize it again.
Right.
So, but just to be clear, this is not possible at this time.
Yeah.
At this point in time, we have a way to freeze it. We don't have a way to thaw it out and bring it back up to room temperature to a fully functional brain. It's It's your mom asked you to take the beef out when you got home from school. You forgot. It's still fucking rock solid when she gets home to make dinner.
She puts it in the microwave and defrosts it, and it gets all like gross and gray.
Yeah, and no one wants to eat it.
And she yells at you, and the tacos taste like shit.
Yeah.
Because it's ground beef anyway.
Oh, and the beef never browns because it grayed. Like it grayed in the microwave. So, and it's just like very wet and like, and then you put it in the pan and it never gets right.
It's rubbery.
It's rubbery, yeah.
It's not a good consistency.
Yeah. So what we're saying is it's not possible, but right now it's not possible.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's aspirational.
It's aspirational. Yes, exactly. This is fully aspirational. And we should also say that cryonics is possible for anyone, only when a person is clinically and legally dead. So that's the threshold to being frozen for the future.
Got to be dead.
Got to be dead, both clinically and legally. Yeah.
Number 2, you have to have a lot of money.
Yes, you have to have a lot of money. Your state has to have a lot of money. And you need to have someone that's willing to sign on. Like, honestly, you have to have someone sign on, and then they have to make you a blood oath that they will also procreate and their children will look after you, and then those children will like, it has to, you have to keep some sort of lineage going. It's a family affair.
Yeah, truly.
Mary J. Blige sang about it, and here we are. Okay, so I do want to say, as of 2014, about 250 dead bodies had been cryopreserved in the United States, and 1,500 people had made arrangements for cryopreservation of their corpses. And you might be asking yourself, who are these people? Erin's going to tell us. But also, the New York Times reported that cryonicists, those are like cryogenic enthusiasts.
The people who are proponents of cryogenically freezing bodies.
Yeah, for reanimation. The New York Times reported that these people are predominantly non-religious white males. No surprise there. Outnumbering women by about 3 to 1. But there has been a shift in recent years. The Guardian reported where families are getting, like, whole families are wanting to embark on this adventure together. It's like, Mary J. Blige also wrote a song about this. It's called No More Drama. And that says leave it in the past. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no drama.
Yeah. That's too close of a family for me. Like, I love my family, but like,
I need some peace at some point.
Yeah, let's just move on, okay? So yes, like you said, there are some that we know of. There are some famous people that have done it for, I think, purposes of privacy and certain state laws. I'm sure there's other people who are famous that we just do not know about. But I'm going to just talk about a few people who we know for sure, who are relatively famous, not maybe not our wheelhouse, but I mean, they're famous Queen? For doing it. Maybe.
Ever heard of her?
She's been dead for years. According to QAnon, the Queen has like died like so long ago, and there's just been an actor standing in, so they were really confused when she died today.
Or they were validated. Honestly, man, I wonder what it's like to be as smart as QAnon.
Ugh, must be.
Could you imagine having everything figured out?
Having a big, smooth brain.
Everybody in QAnon must be so rich and successful.
Ugh, I know. So envious. Okay, so the first person that we're going to talk about who is famous for doing it first is Dr. James Hiram Bedford. He was born in April of 1893, and he died in January of 1967. So back when cryogenics was like very first, like a thing, he did this. This is 1967. That's pretty wild.
Oh my God. He's like the lab rat of cryogenics. Kinda. Oh my God. That's wild.
Except for the lab rats who actually probably did. Well, he was an American psychology professor at the University of California who wrote several books on occupational counseling. And he got really into cryogenics and became the first person who was cryopreserved after legal death and who remains preserved at the Alcor Life Extension Foundation. You will hear the name Alcor Life Extension Foundation, or just Alcor, several times throughout this episode, because that is the sole facility that is still in business doing this work. So compared to those employed by modern cryonics organizations, the use of cryoprotectants in his case, in Bedford's case, was very primitive. So this is what you were saying before, where it's like, who knows that if what we're doing now is actually going to preserve a person well enough for future reanimation, because this man was injected with a solution of 15% dimethyl sulfoxide and 85% Ringer solution, a compound that once was thought to be useful for long-term cryogenics. But it's because of this shit was used, it's very unlikely that his brain was protected, because that shit is not.
It's just fucking poison. They're like, we injected him with a whole shit ton of poison, so hopefully that works.
Yeah, you might remember that in the 60s, people were just willy-nilly being injected with meth and being told it was vitamins by their doctors. So, you know, this is...
C. JFK.
Yeah.
Also, is he No, he's not.
No, he's
you can't bring that brain back.
No.
Oh, sorry.
He was assassinated in the head. So, like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
No, you can't come back from that. No. So this man, though, he was preserved in a very primitive fashion for the time, but he's still frozen. They're still hoping that he's got some juice left in him if they bring him back.
Oh my god! They're just like, they just fucking stuck a stick up his butt and made him into a human popsicle, and they're like, we'll see what happens later.
Yeah,
we won't have to deal with it. We'll be dead.
So fucking disrespectful, but this man is surely freezer burnt.
He is so freezer burnt.
They just like he's like the one that they like left in the back of the freezer and forgot about. It's just like you find it like years later and you're like, oh no, this hot dog has been in the freezer the whole time.
The whole time. He's been here the whole time.
We lost power back in 2014.
Oh my god.
We didn't check on him after that. So yeah, just jokes aside though. So he was not preserved in the more modern way that would probably be okay now, which is vitrification. That's kind of the same sort of process that's used to freeze eggs and embryos for like IVF and stuff. This technology was non-existent at the time he was frozen, so that wasn't possible yet. I don't think he's gonna come back.
It's also like vitrification slows down the division of cells, which is very different. Or like it slows down like the process of cells changing or whatever, you know, like
or breaking down.
Yeah. Which is helpful, but like we don't know if that process would also be effective to preserve a brain. There's just so much we don't understand about the brain. Like we're further behind learning about the brain than we are like outer space, you know?
Truly, just the amounts of like of what we don't know about like synapses and neurons and you know, all these things that exist in the brain. We don't know. So who's to say? So this guy, the first guy, he was, what's his name? James here in Bedford. He was the very first process. So what has to happen is like within a few hours after a person dies, this process needs to start. So the first suspended animation stages, his body was stored at Edward Hope's cryocare facility in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't think that cryogenically freezing a body was technically legal in California at the time. So I think
he had in Arizona.
He might have been in California, but they maybe put him over there. But who's to say? I don't know. I'm not sure all the details. But he was originally, everything happened in Phoenix, Arizona for the first 2 years. Then in 1969, he was moved to the Galiso facility in California. Then his body was moved from Galiso in 1973 to TransTime, which was a now defunct cryogenic facility that is no longer existent. That was near Berkeley, California until 1977. Then he was stored by his son for many years. And I am like at fucking home? Like in his basement? Like what?
Like did he have one of those like big game freezers? Like, you know, like people have who live in Alaska. It's like the garage freezer, but it's like, you know, it's like on the ground. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's
I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah.
Also, it's like weird enough. Ashes are weird enough, but to have a whole fucking frozen body of your dad. You're all like, people like, you have a dinner party or something and someone's like, where's the bathroom? And you're like, oh, it's the door on the left. And you're like, did you say the right? And you open the door and it's just like a frozen dad.
It's like fucking Han Solo and the fucking it's like
it's fucking Austin Powers covering this junk in the fucking Austin Powers International Man of Mystery.
It's too much. So yeah, I guess his son just kept his body at his house,
of course,
maintained in liquid nitrogen in Southern California somewhere until 1982.
Oh no.
Then it was moved to Alcor Life Extension Foundation and has remained at the Alcor facility to this day.
Oh, okay.
In May of 1991,
that shit's freezer burned.
Yeah,
that's been fucking.
It thawed out. it moved around so much. Come on.
It says do not refreeze.
Yeah.
Do not refreeze this product once it is thawed out. Nope. It's too bad. They already refreezed it like 12 times.
In 1991, in May of 1991, they checked they were evaluated him.
Yeah.
Before he was moved yet again to a new storage dewar. The dewar is like the name of the huge tubes that they're in.
Like pneumatic tubes?
Yeah, it's called a dewar. I thought it was drawer when I was like first reading, and I was like, nope, it's dewar. Like,
okay.
Dewar? I don't know. And the people who examined him concluded that that quote, it seems likely that his external temperature has remained at relatively low sub-zero temperatures throughout the storage interval. Which storage interval?
Yeah.
The one in 1967? The one in 1983? Like what? I don't know.
You missed an S on the end of the interval.
Yeah,
sir
intervals.
Or madam.
Yeah.
Also, I see what you mean about the stowage dewar.
The stowage dewar.
His body is in the storage dewar. Okay, imagine. Have you ever seen fucking Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Imagine being fucking
storage dewars.
Storage dewars. Imagine fucking being one of the guys on that show, fucking Junior or whatever their names are, and bidding on a unit and it opens. There's a fucking frozen body in there.
It could happen, you know?
It could happen. It could. This one, I mean, I'm surprised this one wasn't lost, how many times it was moved.
I know. It's truly wild. The date of Bedford's cryopreservation, January 12th, is now known. The original cryopreservation, January 12th, is now known as James Bedford Day and is celebrated every year. And there's a note in Wikipedia that says, by whom? And I think it's the people. It's the cryo whatever people.
Cryocysts or whatever.
The cryocysts. Yeah.
They're all the fucking.
They celebrate it. They celebrate it like it's
every year
their Independence Day or something.
Make sure you have enough ice for the party.
So that's that guy. That was the very first man to be frozen. Then Dick Clare, who died in 1988, was an American television producer, actor, and television and film writer who is best known for sitcoms like It's a Living, The Facts of Life, and Mama's Family. The Facts of Life. Facts of Life. When the world great theme song. Great show. He was an active early member of the Cryonics Society of California in the 1960s. Probably knew James Bedford.
They were buds.
He was diagnosed with AIDS in 1986, and when he was hospitalized in 1988, he was told that he could not be cryogenically frozen. The state of California and the hospital were like, no, you can't do that. So there was a court battle over this. It was Roe versus Mitchell. Claire was John Roe. That's like a John Doe type situation. Jane Doe and Jane Roe is Roe v. Wade. Ended victoriously, though, establishing the legal right of persons to be cryonically preserved in the state of California. And he is also preserved at the Alcor facility. Okay, Ted Williams. Cannot talk about cryogenically freezing a person without talking about Ted Williams. He is probably the most famous of all people known to be cryogenically frozen. He was a famous baseball player for the Boston Red Sox. Back in the golden days, like in the 40s and stuff
he's the face
baseball.
Of frozen dead bodies, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely is. But when he died of congestive heart failure in 2002, he was cryogenically frozen.
2002.
Now, yeah, I remember all this happening. I totally remember all this.
That makes sense. I don't think I ever really paid attention because I didn't really know who he was. But I know a lot of jokes around that time were about him. So.
Yeah, all the late night shows, all the whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody was making jokes about it.
Yeah.
So in his will, he said that he wanted to be cremated and his ashes scattered in the Florida Keys. But his son, John Henry, and his younger daughter, Claudia, chose to have his remains frozen cryonically.
No.
I did not know this about this time. I think
That's blasphemous.
It's fucked up. So, I totally missed all this. I remember him, being a big deal that he was cryogenically frozen, but then I forgot about all this controversy. So, that happened, and Ted's elder daughter, Bobby Jo Farrell, brought a suit to have her father's wishes recognized to have him cremated. But John Henry's lawyer then produced an informal, quote, family pact, which was signed by Ted, Claudia, and John Henry, in which they agreed to, quote, be put in biostasis after we die to be able to be together in the future, even if it's only a chance. This was literally just a piece of paper with their signatures on it. It wasn't formal, but that is still admissible when it comes to final wishes, burial procedures and stuff.
That shit was totally faked, right?
Well,
that's convenient.
Bobby Jo took them to court over this, and her attorney Spike Fitzpatrick, who was the former attorney of Ted Williams, said that the family pact, which was scribbled on an ink-stained napkin, was forged by John Henry and or Claudia. That was
of course.
Yeah, that was what the whole court case was based on. It's so crazy.
You can't go to court and be like, oh, and by the way, I forgot about this, but we totally made a pact with one of the most with a famous person who signed hundreds of thousands of pieces of memorabilia And I totally forgot about it till literally just now. Wait, hang on, I don't have it. Let me step out for a second. Here it is.
It could have literally just been like, hey, Dad, let me see your signature really quick. And like him wrote it on like a piece of paper, and then they like.
Or someone fucking forged it. It's so easy.
I mean, it's wild. So
that's wild.
They believe that however it was done, Fitzpatrick and Bobby Joe believe that the signature was not obtained legally, but laboratory analysis proved the signature was genuine. And John Henry said that his father was a believer in science and he was willing to try cryonics if it held the possibility of reuniting the family. So
except they left the one sister out.
Yeah, it was like, whoa.
Fucking rude. That's
so
sketchy. Rude. This is red flag city.
I know. Well, then John Henry died shortly thereafter, and he was also cryogenically frozen. So, so after all this like media like craziness, after Ted Williams died, the cryonics organizations increased in popularity after all the publicity from this case. So like people just like didn't realize it was a thing that you could do until Ted Williams did it. So
wow,
it became like more mainstream, I guess. So then,
and, I mean, think about it. Like in 2002, like technology is improving by leaps and bounds. Like just think of the internet 2 years before. Like you know, so I could see why people would start to kind of think about this, like entertain this as a possibility.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And then as I was like researching all this, I was like, well, what about Walt Disney? Like he's a person who's famously cryogenically frozen, right?
Just his head.
Wrong. Contrary to popular belief, Walt Disney is not cryogenically frozen. Not a single portion of him.
Not even his head.
I mean, maybe his head, but
oh my God.
He allegedly expressed some interest in cryonics before his death, but he was actually cremated 2 days after his death and has a burial plot at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale.
Oh.
But, you know, maybe they did cut off his head and preserve it somewhere.
Oh my God. That's going to be a rude awakening. When he's reanimated.
This just makes me think of all the episodes of Futurama.
Oh.
With Ted Williams and Walt Disney's head in the jars, you know?
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, yeah, because I'd always heard that they're heads. But all of Ted Williams is preserved.
Yes, I think so. Okay,
but none of Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I really did. I just thought Walt Disney was one of them. But
me too.
Apparently not. And then that led me to wonder what celebrities or what famous people now are like going to do it. What is it like? Who is like into this?
People have talked about it.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy, he has expressed interest in doing it.
That doesn't surprise me because I get the vibe that he thinks he's very important. Like,
I mean, he's extremely talented.
So what? Like,
I know
you don't need to live forever. I don't know. It's very weird to me, but there's a very specific type of personality, and it's probably like a borderline narcissist.
Oh, after I read through this list of people, you're gonna be like, oh yeah,
okay, yeah.
So Seth MacFarlane, Peter Thiel.
Yeah,
Peter Thiel. You guys know who Peter Thiel is? He is the just Silicon Valley.
He took down Gawker. We've done an episode on him, right?
Just on Gawker, on the downfall of Gawker, which
we talked about the lawsuit.
Was all about Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel is actually a
psychopath,
a fucking menace. He is actively working to undermine democracy in our country at this very moment in time. He is literally trying to pay for like any and all crazy Trump people to win elections. So
for the tax break, because he's loaded. He has like so much money.
He just wants chaos. He's crazy.
Also, isn't he the guy that like hires blood bag boys? Like he's
so of course he wants to be cryogenically frozen.
He still has so much to give humanity.
This man has a full-blown God complex and is like too wealthy to be stopped. Next on the list is Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
famously not a pleasant person.
Famously, somehow you think he's like helping other people in their careers, but he somehow is also a narcissist.
Yeah,
still, you're like, how is that? Yeah. All right, well, but that checks out.
Larry Flint wanted to be cryogenically frozen before he died, but I don't think it happened.
Okay.
Larry King. He did not do it either, but he expressed a lot of interest in cryogenically freezing his body. His family members talked him out of it. And then I was reading that Britney Spears has expressed interest in being cryogenically frozen, but
honestly, I'll defend her. It's because she didn't get to live the last fucking 20 years of her own life. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'd want to have
I get that.
time.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah. So that's
not a lot of women though.
No,
because it's all the fucking white men who like think that they have so much to offer humanity, but if they had any amount of self-awareness, they would realize no one gives a shit. Also,
it's just like, yeah, life is great, but like that's what makes it great, is that it's finite. It's like, enjoy this time now and be present in the here and now. And I don't know, like,
but also that just like reeks of privilege, because you're like, oh yeah, no, I want to live more life, and it's like, well, your life was great.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people on this earth who don't want to come back when it's done.
Anyway. So all that being said, all the people that are frozen right now that we were talking about,
all the people popsicles,
they're all at this
peepsicles.
Peepsicles.
Sorry.
Peoplesicles.
Peoplesicles.
Peepsicles.
The popsicles.
Body pops. I don't know.
Like Otter Pops?
Yeah, like Otter Pops, yeah. So the facility, the Alcor facility, is where all these people are. As of April 30th, 2021, Alcor had 1,832 members, including 182 who have died and whose corpses have been subject to cryonic processes.
I like that they're still members. Like,
yeah. You got to keep paying.
You got to keep paying for it. Yeah, you're right. Unless you want to get thawed out.
Yeah, don't stop those payments now.
Yeah.
116 of those bodies had only their head preserved.
No.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
It's
cheaper. Smaller freezer space.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. 182, 116.
Can you imagine being a salesperson for Alcor and being like pitching the person who here's our brochure. So you have a couple options for your freezer. You could either do the full body, which we recommend, of course. But if you wanted to be a little bit more economical, we do recommend just doing the head. It's totally fine. In 400 years, the technological leaps and bounds we will make it completely unnecessary for you to have a body anyway. So just having the head is perfectly acceptable.
Well, I just have a question. Like, what? Sure. So what if I do want a body when I come back? Like, what if I go with only the head option, but when I come back, I do want a body? Like, do you have any like substitute bodies or?
I think if you specified what type of body you would like, and we would just, kind of carve that on the sarcophagus and specify for the future people.
Yeah.
Exactly what you want. It'll happen. So,
I'll get a body at some point.
You'll get a body. Yeah. We can't guarantee that it'll be the body that you want, but there'll be something. Something will be there. So, so what do you think? $150,000 for the full body, or $45,000 for just the head.
Yeah, just the. I think I'll just go with the head today.
Okay, great. Okay. Yeah. So also, Alcor applies its cryonic process to the bodies of pets. As of February 13th, 2009, there were 33 animal bodies preserved.
I'm sorry, miss.
Yes.
Sorry. What if I wanted the body of a pet?
Oh, yes. So for a golden retriever size dog, it'd be about, anywhere from $30,000 to $25,000. And then for like a cat, we're looking at $20,000 to $15,000. So.
Oh, wow.
And if you want it in the chamber with you, that's an additional $10,000.
Oh, like you could put my head on my own cat's body. Yes, I'm in. I will pay a premium for that. Also,
like fucking Mars Attacks.
I have fucking Sarah Jessica Parker, right? Mm-hmm. So good. Mm. It's so good.
Great movie.
See, that's what I would be concerned about if I only went with the head option, is like, what if I need a body when I get to this time period? And what if they're like, well, like, what if they like...
Why did you get rid of the whole body?
What do you mean?
A future person, it's like they like just... Oh. They're like, oh, man, all these heads. What are we going to do with them? We can't do anything with them.
What are we going to do with
all heads.
What are we going to do with these heads or tails? Just kidding. It's all heads. We don't have any tails. I just like... Then what if you like wake up, you're just a head. They're like, don't worry, we can find you a body. And then they use like really sketchy like means of getting you a body. Like they go kill someone.
Or it's just like grave robbing or something, like who knows? Like we don't know.
Oh my God, we don't know.
All of this, I feel like this is all just such a scam. And it's also just like, scam. They're like, what were the ancient Egyptians doing? Can we like do that in a more modern, futuristic way? Like, especially like with the cryogenically freezing the pets, it's just like, man, come on. Yeah. Let people just die. It's because our culture does not know how to process death and dying, and it's just like it's so hard.
It's such a mess. Why do you think people end up not wanting to do it? Do you think it's like religious reasons, like they're scared that they're gonna like not get to heaven or something, or they'll be like just a head there, or just a body? They'll just be a body there.
Yeah, I think a lot of the philosophical kind of shit that goes along with this, a lot of the people who opt to do this, who really are into it, are, atheists or just don't have any kind of qualms about it. So, yeah, I don't know. And they're just really wealthy. So,
yeah,
they're like, God will forgive me if they do believe in God.
Yeah.
Because as of 2018, the cost of preparing and storing corpses using cryonics range from $28,000 to $200,000. So...
I mean, $28,000. I don't know. I mean, my dad was cremated, so I know how much that cost. But like, I don't know how much it costs to get like a burial plot and a fucking. It's probably
a casket. It's probably
$28,000.
Yeah,
might as well just freeze your head.
Might as well
make them toss.
That's
the rest
true.
Of it.
Yeah, it's true. As of 2016, 4 facilities exist in the world to retain cryopreserved bodies, 3 in the U.S. and 1 in Russia.
Dude.
Yeah.
I want to tour one.
It sounds so sinister to me. I don't know. I'm scared of it. I'm scared. And it's just like Alcor always coming up. It's just like the most sinister scam in the world, I feel like.
Yeah.
But so the reason I think it's a scam is because considering the life cycle of corporations, it is almost a certainty that any cryonics company that is in existence now will cease to exist long enough for these bodies that are cryogenically frozen to take advantage of whatever the supposed benefits are.
You don't think the companies like sell off the bodies to each other when like one company's going under?
I mean, maybe. I that's definitely like a thing, but I just don't, the uncertainty of it being like, there's so much money that needs to be involved in this to like not just sustain it, but like, you know, the storage, just the fucking logistics of it is so expensive. So I don't know. But even the most robust corporations that have like everything in place and, you know, a million tax breaks, whatever, only have a 1 in 1,000 chance of surviving even 100 years. So,
wow.
You know, you're hoping and praying that within the next 100 years, one of the like technology starts figuring out all this shit. And, you know, it's probably not going to happen.
It's like an Idiocracy when he just like wakes up at the dump.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of, like you were saying, when they just sell the bodies off, well, a lot of the cryonics companies that have failed as of 2018, all but one of the pre-1973 businesses had totally folded, and their stored corpses had been defrosted and disposed of.
Oh, that seems like a good fucking legal case for like the state or something.
But it's not, because you probably have to sign some sort of like waiver like when you,
if we run out of money.
Yeah, you're, you know, this is not a guarantee that your body is going to be preserved indefinitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, these bodies were just left out like some chicken thighs to thaw on the countertop. And
oh no.
It's just the thought of like your body just being frozen for, you know, 60 years or whatever. And then it all just like the company that was storing your body going belly up. And then somebody has to deal with, it's so fucking rude. Somebody has to deal with your dead ass body twice.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so.
Maybe not the same people, because your body's been pushed from one defunct storage facility to the next. This is what is wild to me, because you could die from drowning, let's say, and all that happened is you were underwater for like 5 minutes or something. Mm-hmm. But your brain, you lose enough brain activity to like not be able to come back to life. Mm-hmm. How do people think that you could die normal and then be frozen and your brain could come back to life? I don't understand.
Listen.
It lost its function. Scientifically, it just doesn't, the math isn't mathing.
None of it makes sense. And it's just like, this is what I'm saying. These like the salespeople of these.
Yeah. I know. Like they're so good.
That's the pseudoscience is like, it's making.
It's the hope.
It's the hope.
It's selling hope. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's every diet. It's every fucking makeup cosmetics company. It's every fucking anything that promises
marketing,
you,
baby.
Yeah, anything that promises you something wonderful by using their product. So it's like, look, you can freeze yourself today. We have all the paperwork here. You could sign it. You might not come back. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Mm-hmm. We might not ever develop the technology.
We're just going to put it all out there. We're going to be very transparent with you.
You might never come back, but you might. And that's the thing that you want to hold on to. Because you might be able to come back in the year 2049, year of our Lord.
That's not that far in the future.
It's not. And Harry Styles is president. Even though he's British, because there's only one president of the whole world. Yeah. It is a hellscape. And but the plus side is Harry Styles is president. And there's a fuck Ford on every corner. And and it's just one big happy orgy. So
it's great.
You want to miss that? No, probably not.
Yeah, you have no idea what condition the world will be in if you come back in the future. No. If it's even possible. But wouldn't it be cool if you could?
Yeah. But what if it's really great?
What if it's great?
What if it's heaven on earth?
Literal. Yeah. You know, I will say, people who do choose to do this, it it is very much an optimistic frame of mind.
I'm not going to do it. I'm undecided, but it's like a maybe for me.
Yeah. Because it's like the fact that they believe that people who do this believe that there will be a world worth coming back to.
Yeah.
And that there will be a world at all is inherently optimistic. So
yeah.
God bless.
God bless.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's when you're dead, you're dead. You know, there's nothing.
That's what I think.
Most likely. Yeah. But, you know.
But you're saying there's a chance.
But you're saying there's a chance.
I might do it. Hey, right. If I get to the end of my life and I have $45,000 for just the head, I might do it.
All right. I'll make sure that Alcor stays in business for you, okay?
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I might have to entrust it to your kids.
Yeah, yeah.
See. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to, like, pick like a niece or a nephew or some people. Like, someone's going to have to, like, look after my final wishes in case Pete's already dead and I have no other family. Because I'm not having kids, so there's not going to be anyone there. So I think, and for that reason, I think I'm going to have some weird stuff in there.
Oh, yeah. That's DJ's side project is all about end of life.
Planning.
You know, planning. Mm-hmm.
It's like leave a bunch of money with very specific weird instructions. And then I'm going to also hire a lawyer to make sure it's done. And then it's going to be an adventure for someone, I think.
Like a treasure hunt?
Yeah, like my dad left us a treasure hunt.
He did.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
With no map or instructions, but we figured it. My brother figured it out.
It's so good.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Let us know.
Yeah. Are you freezer? Are you frozen or thawed? Are you
Are you
a peepsicle?
Are you a peepsicle or no thank you?
Yeah. Do you want to spend out the rest? Do you want to spend the foreseeable future in a stowage stall? The head?
Just the head?
Yeah.
It's like just the tip, but just the head.
Yeah, just the head. Just the head.
Just a little head. Oh dear. Oh my God. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Well, let us know what you think. On all of our social media platforms, it's at DTFU Podcast everywhere.
Yep.
Let us know there. And or you can send us a note to our email address. It's dtfupodcast@gmail.com. Right?
Oh my gosh.
Did I get that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you can send us a note on our website. It's dtfupodcast.com. We have a whole form. You can submit a listener story. Do you have a family member who's cryogenically frozen? Let us know. We'd love to know.
Oh my God.
Do you have? Are you interested in doing this? In death?
Yeah.
What are your final wishes?
Oh, I can't wait to find out.
Well, let us know. And that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Listen here. Stay excellent to yourselves.
And each other.
Bye-bye.
Bye.